My name is Crystal, and I used to own a restaurant. I owned it for 13 years, and I love to cook. And before I owned the restaurant, I didn't even know how to boil water. So I cook all the time, and I post pictures on Facebook, and all of my friends are always like, you should do a cooking blog. So just a little bit better than a blog. We're just going to do a video and load them on YouTube. I'm cooking breakfast right now. It's kind of late. I went to H-E-B, one of my favorite grocery stores, because they have all the fresh herbs and the less amount of food that you can get from a can, in a package, the better off you are. So I'm just doing some breakfast right now. I have some potatoes here that I'm going to cut up. It's just for me, so I'm going to cut up one new potato. I have some oil in the pan right now, and I love to get herbs and spices and put them into my olive oil like a lot of people do, and use that to cook. And so we're going to put the potatoes in there, and I like the breakfast tomatoes like my mom used to make, with the potatoes and onions, and kind of make the onions crispy. So you get that going, and maybe when I do another blog, I will know to have some of this stuff done ahead of time before I start boring you with my chopping expertise. And a lot of my knives are not very sharp. This one happens to be very sharp because I just bought it. The restaurant has all the sharp knives in it. Okay, so we're just going to put all this in the pan. Take a little bit of onion. Okay, can you buy the onions already chopped in the grocery store so that life is easier and faster? Absolutely. I don't know why I don't do it. Maybe it's just to save money, or maybe because I'm old-fashioned and I kind of like the ceremony of cutting the onions and doing all the great fun stuff. And I do smoothies a lot for breakfast, but for some reason, I guess I've been doing the smoothies for so long, it was either find something else to do for breakfast or add some vodka to the smoothie in order to keep me interested, and I don't know. Vodka in the morning just kind of didn't sound good. Throw the onions in there. Now, it's a nice trick for your garlic, in case you don't know it. You have to get a very big, fat knife, and fresh garlic, people, really do not buy minced garlic in a jar. It's not, I don't even know what it is. It may say that it's garlic, but I doubt that it's really garlic. And my kitchen's not exactly set up to do the video, so bear with me. So, fresh garlic is the key to everything. Have you heard about the 5-second rule? Like when you drop food, you have 5 seconds? Okay, well, not really. If you're going to cook it, just go ahead and pick it back up. But always rinse it off if you drop it and you plan on using it. So you take your knife, you take your garlic pod, put the edge up, and you smash the crap out of it. And then, voila, your garlic just comes right out. And I love to use little dishes. So I have all these kinds of dishes. And so when I'm smashing garlic, this is a great thing for your kids to do too. My stepdaughter loved to cook with me in the kitchen, and this is one of those things that I could teach her to do and also teach her responsibility with the knife. Now, I hope everybody has tongs. Tongs are the key to success in the kitchen. Can you hear that going? Woo! If you can cook with gas, you can get a gas stove. Gas is the best. Unfortunately, my condo where I live, gas is not an option, so I have electricity. And I have an electric stove, and the burners kind of get funky. It probably could be time for a new stove as well. The burners get kind of funky, and they sit wrong, and you don't have that even keel. And gas is great because you can just turn it off and everything stops cooking. Your pan's still hot, so your pan will cook for a little bit longer. Your pan won't cook for a little bit longer. Your pan will continue to cook the food a little bit longer. So we're going to keep cooking these potatoes. Freshness is the key to good health. Keeping your weight balanced. Garlic. Emerald Lagasse is salt, salt, salt on garlic, garlic, garlic. Fresh garlic. These are like cheesecloth rags. They're perfect in the kitchen. You can get them at Target. You can get them anywhere. And they're just, it's this. Whenever I go to estate sales or anything, I always go in the kitchen and see if they have any of these. So, stir all that up. Get going. It's been kind of hard for me to learn how to just cook for me. Because I've been cooking for 100 and something people for, I don't know, what, 12, 13 years. But I'm learning to scale it back a bit. Okay. So since this is breakfast and it's kind of like an omelet, but it's not an omelet, I'm not a big omelet fan. I don't like the way the texture of the egg in an omelet, the outside creepy texture. Not a fan. So you put whatever you want in it. So whatever suits your fancy is the way you want to put in your breakfast. Something that I used to do at the restaurant was take this concoction that I'm making with my eggs and pour it over lettuce. Oh my gosh. You would be surprised at how good that is. I was going to get a tortilla today, but you know what? Maybe I'll put this over lettuce. Coconut milk, people. Coconut milk. It has more calcium, sweeter, it tastes better, it's not as fattening. I love coconut milk. And I make a big mess in the kitchen, which is part of the fun, right? So, what are your favorite herbs? Salt, roasted garlic, this is an okay scenario. Your sea salt, but here, like that's way more fun. I put a lot of salt in a little dish, and I always leave it by my stove so that I can grab a pinch of salt anytime it's required. This is one of my favorite herbs. It's garlic and herbs, and it's by McCormick. Roasted garlic and herbs, roasted red pepper and garlic, anything like that to just kind of give you a little extra flavor. Yum. Okay. Alright, so can you see that? Those potatoes are browning, and the onions are browning, and the onions are getting crispy, and everything is smelling amazing. I usually have my window up so the neighbors can smell my yummy food too. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up. A little tiny bit of milk in there. A little pinch of salt. Again, not a very big kitchen over here. Milk it up. I get brown eggs. So these are jumbo brown eggs. These are jumbo brown eggs, large brown eggs. 1 egg, because it's just for me. Egg in the milk. All that does is make it a little fluffy. A little more flavorful. Always have paper towels. Wherever you go, have a paper towel. Stir this up a little bit more. Okay. Now we're just gonna take all the frustrations from the weekend and your week and just beat the crap out of your egg. You know, heavy whipping cream or half and half, that's really good. I'm not going to do that yet. That's last. Adding the egg is last. Okay. Spinach. Fresh spinach. Now, you don't want to kill your spinach. It's something I used to tell the staff all the time. Don't kill the spinach. Okay. Pop that spinach in there. You're just kind of barely cooking that spinach, you know? Just barely get those leaves cooked. You add your egg. If you have an electric stove, now's probably a good time to turn your stove off. And I have a non-stick pan, so I'm using this non-stick spatula to just kind of fold all that in. Like that. I probably could have used half a potato. Just saying. I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off now. The burner. I guess it's still a stove, huh? And that's going to cook nicely. Parmesan, fresh Parmesan. Yum. Sprinkle that on there in my non-stick pan. Put that on that plate like that. You know, when I had the restaurant, it was somebody else did all the cleaning for me, and now I have to do it for myself. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, let's talk about tomatoes. I do not cook my tomatoes. I love the tomatoes. And I get the little cherry tomatoes. But I do the tomatoes at the end so that they're not mushy. So some people don't like that texture. Some people, it's okay with them. Not me. I don't like that texture. If you're cooking for people who are going to pay you to cook, you certainly want to add tomatoes this way, because color adds money. So, voila, we have breakfast. Thank you for joining me. This is Crystal from Crystal's House. That was nerdy.